All right, guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the mail stand. If you've seen the mail stand before, you know how it works. So there is a pinned comment underneath this video with a timestamp pin, so you can click on it and skip the intro. If you've never seen the mail stand before, please watch this intro just the once, just so that you understand how this feature works. So, the mail stand, right? Okay, it's a series, a feature on my channel where I read out emails to you that I have received, all right? These emails could be from people I've known for almost 30 years of doing Cup Talk, or they could be from complete random strangers that I've never spoken to before in my life. Because of that, I want you to take anything you hear on these mail stand videos with a huge pinch of salt. Now, just because I read an email to you doesn't mean that I endorse it, believe it or disbelieve it, whatever. I could be reading an email to you thinking, what a load of shite, who believes that? I fucking don't. Or I could be thinking, I wish I could tell him who it was from. It's a fun feature. It's more of a like, just, hey, this is the kind of stuff that goes on in the background. That's it, to be honest with you guys. All right, so let's get stuck into today's email. Now, this came in yesterday, and it came in at 12:56 p.m., so yesterday afternoon, so around 1 o'clock here in Spain, 12 noon in the UK, 13th of January 2026. And it says as follows. Now, before I go into this, I'll read the first sentence to you. It says, yesterday's meeting was to reiterate the previous meeting's points. So it opens by saying yesterday's meeting as if I should be aware of that, know about that. So what what my memory is like, I've got a memory like a sieve. I think we had a mail stand video last week that said there was going to be a meeting this week, which would have been Monday. So that ties in. All right. So if you're wondering why it's straight away yesterday's meeting, that's because we've previously discussed this topic from this author in a previous mail stand video. It would have been towards the end of last week, I think, guys. Okay, I'll continue. Yesterday's meeting was to reiterate the previous meeting's points. As far as my mate is aware, Slot's job is still safe. However, it is known that Alonso was the original choice for the manager. Obviously talking about when Jurgen was leaving the club. He does suspect that the writing is on the wall for Slot, as right now Liverpool is an unhappy place to be, and he is waiting for Salah to come back, as that situation is still ongoing, whatever the club say, and he is certain that one or the other goes. He knows that Liverpool have not made a move to Alonso, but this situation definitely changes things at the club. So he thinks, and it's only his thoughts, that the last week of January will be the time to change. If not, it will definitely be at the end of the season. So let's use a bit of common sense. Either way, Alonso will come home. Right, so what I want to do here before I think about it is I just want to show you the email. I just moved it around a little bit so you can't see the sender's email address. It's there, if you whatever, you can see that I've just read that word for word. So let's have a look at it. Let's think about this one, guys. So yesterday's meeting was to reiterate the previous meeting's points. I think that the original email came in towards the end of last week saying that there was a meeting on Monday. I can't remember what it said. Anyway, Slot's job is still safe. As far as this person's mate is aware, Slot's job is still safe. No. I don't know. Immediately safe, like this week safe, yeah. But I don't think that Slot's position is secure or safe at all, to be honest with you. It is known, however, it is known that Alonso was the original choice for the manager. I believe that. I do. I believe that. And I know some people have said, I wouldn't have Alonso, don't he turned us down last time. But do we really know what happened last time? Lots of rumours, lots of claims at the time. A couple of things I would say to you there, right? First of all, we don't really know what happened. Secondly, young Spanish boy always dreams of playing for Real Madrid or managing the club one day, then gets that opportunity to do so, and And, we know Alonso loves Liverpool, but come on, let's be real, so I can forgive that one if he said, no, don't want the job, Real Madrid, I want to manage that, it's my dream sort of thing. So I could go with that one. The other thing as well is, Xabi Alonso is a good manager. In his own right, he deserves to have power at a club he manages. So I'm sure this came up around that time when it became apparent that he wouldn't be coming to Liverpool. I'm sure there were suggestions that he might not work under Michael Edwards, as a head coach kind of thing, more of a, wanted more power. Or maybe not more power, because that can make it sound a little bit like, do you know who I am? But maybe just like, old school, like I would do that. If I was a manager, I'd be like, no, listen, I call the shots. That's it. If I don't want to work for a club where I haven't got the say on things. Obviously we work together, we sit down and make decisions, but, I'm the man. That's just the way that some other people might be happy to delegate or whatever. And maybe a manager that hasn't really, achieved much or certainly on the top flight, like the big European game, maybe they might be lucky to get a job at a club like Liverpool and go, I'm happy to be a head coach. I'm just happy to be here, right? I'm sure there were suggestions about Alonso not wanting to work under those conditions. I don't know. It was a long time ago. Some of you will remember. Check the comments on this video, guys. I'm sure someone will remind us. Now, at Real Madrid, because someone mentioned this the other day in a comment, because I think I said something similar the other day, and they said, all right, he wants to be a manager in his own right, but he goes to Real Madrid. But is that not like the inexperienced manager maybe that hasn't got a great, big, powerful CV going to Liverpool and going, I'm just happy to be here? If you're that Spanish, boy that's had the dream to play for the club and manage the club, and you're presented with the opportunity, are you really going to turn around and go, well, I'm only taking it if, or if you're Alonso, for example, would you go, yeah, I'll come and I'll try and make it work? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I just try and go over all the different possibles, possible scenarios, what might have happened, why Alonso might have agreed to go to Real Madrid, but, and work under those conditions, but wouldn't do it somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of get all that. I do get it. And, at Real Madrid, Alonso wasn't sacked for being, a poor manager. This is a video I was going to do for you today. I'm not sure I'm going to get time to do it now. As you can tell, I'm sat in darkness here. It's late in the day, so I'll do it tomorrow. But I read a very interesting article today from Madrid that explained what the players, maybe I should do it actually, because it'll give you something to watch. It was about why the Real Madrid players were not happy with Alonso. And when you hear the reasons why they were not happy for Alonso to be their manager, head coach, whatever you want to call him, you'd look at it and think, well, I wish I had a manager like that. I'll do it. All right, I'll do it. I wasn't gonna do it, so I'll do it straight after this one, right? So that's it. Let me continue. I'm waffling, aren't I? He does suspect that the writing is on the wall. Liverpool is an unhappy place to be. We've heard that said a couple of times recently. Waiting for Salah to come back. That situation is still ongoing. One of the top journals said that. I can't remember who it was. The situation was, I think it was Ornstein actually said that, that Liverpool hope, was it, that he'll just come back, see out the season, maybe even his contract. But at the end of the day, if there's still going to be a drama, then maybe that they will look at moving him on beforehand. The Salah situation, I would agree with, is still ongoing. Whatever the club says, it is certain that one or the other goes. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if both go, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if he said to me, at the beginning of next season, Slot might have gone, Salah might have gone. I wouldn't be shocked. But if there was a change of manager, maybe would you expect Salah to go? Or would, a new manager, especially someone like Alonso, be, well, if you're not performing at your top level, you don't start, automatically, which is kind of what you're trying to do at Real Madrid. So anyway, what else is the guys? He knows that Liverpool have not made a move to Alonso, so basically that means for Alonso. Yeah, I would agree with that, but I also think that there will be people, that that do a lot of sounding out, and just you gotta know things, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? Like, even if you weren't going to make an approach for Alonso or any manager, you would still have people working for you in the industry saying, "What's crack? Would he be up for it if it came?" I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to give him it. I'm just wondering. But in terms of making a move for him, in terms of trying to recruit him right now, as in like, we want you, no, I don't think so. But I imagine that it's just common sense. You've got to do this bit of sniffing around in the background kind of things. What I thought is a bold claim in here, that this person's friend thinks, and the author emphasizes it's him, it's only his thoughts, that the last week of January would be the time to change. If not, it will definitely be the end of the season. You see, I'll continue. So let's use a bit of common sense. Either way, Alonso will come. That's bold statements, I think. The way I see it with Slot is, and we're having a live stream on here at 6 o'clock UK, right? And I'm sure this will come up in conversation again. Is that it's all about results and success, and if you think about it, we're halfway through the season, right? It's not the end of the season. I think if we were in the last couple of weeks of the season and things were not looking too good, you would think that, yeah, maybe they'll change things, or are they going to, if they get Champions League qualification but don't win anything this year, would that secure his job? I'm not sure it would if a manager like Alonso's available, but there you go. But what I'm trying to say here is that it's a results industry, it's basically Arne Slot's job to lose. And it's also Arne Slot's, job to keep, because if the team does well, then there's no justification for changing the manager. All right? Although I know many of you are like, listen, I don't enjoy his football. And I get it. I do understand that completely. But, I don't know what will happen. I'm not a Twitter twat. I'm not an ITK. Going to try and make out that I know what happens. I just think most of it's common sense. If he loses 3-4 games in a row or something, then the he'll go. If he does well, stays in the Champions League position and maybe goes on a long run in the Champions League or something, then maybe he keeps his job. But the way I feel right now, and my opinion might be different in a week or two, the way I feel right now, I don't think he's going to be at Liverpool next season. You know what I mean? Regardless of Alonso. The Alonso one for me is, I would take Alonso now. I've got to be honest with you. But I'm just not sure about the Edwards, Alonso. I just don't know how that would work. What do you think? Let me know, guys. I don't think I've done a very good job of this video, to be honest with you. I've a few times going through this video, I thought I might just scrap this video, but I'll leave it. I'm just a little bit tired today. I've been out and seen my mates play football today, and since I got back, I've not really been very motivated. I don't like starting, my videos later in the day. I don't like that. But I wanted to get this one out because I did say in the morning briefing, that there's a mail stand one, and I know some of you will be waiting for it because I know you like this feature, so I couldn't let you down on that front. I did think, I wish I hadn't said I was going to do a live stream tonight, because I just feel like I'd like to kick back a little bit tonight for some reason, don't know why. But I am going to host a live stream tonight, all right, 6 o'clock UK time. Listen, the mail stand emails are just for you to, to listen to and think whatever. I just throw in my opinions, just like you can throw in your opinions in the comment section. So if you enjoyed this video, whether you found it informative or not, whether you believe the author of the email or not, please thumbs up the video. All right. Please drop me a comment. There's love art, I think, underneath the video. If you want to support my channel, I always give a shout out to people the next day in the morning briefing that do that. And there's also 3 links in the video description, which they're kind of like buying me a beer or a coffee. All of them are, really. My Revolut link, as you know, that's my beer kitty for the weekend. And there has been a couple of contributions in there. So I'll probably get out for a beer on Saturday, but I'll tell you about that tomorrow morning in the morning briefing. All right, guys. Right, I'll sign off. I'm going to find this article. The reasons why I was going to put it on Golazo España though. I might do a separate video on there tomorrow because I did say I was going to update Golazo España today. That's another YouTube channel of mine where I try to do a bit of Spanish coverage. I haven't updated it for ages, but I'm sure the link's in the video description. If not, I think it comes up on the end of the screen. It's called Golazo España. I'm going to go with this one on here now, and I'll probably have a look at updating that tomorrow. All right, guys. Again, I just don't want to let you down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my tablet in my little fancy tablet holder here, and I'm going to read this article out to you from today, which I think you'll find of interest if you're interested in Alonso and the type of manager he is. Okay, guys, I'll see you at 6 if you'd like to join me on the live stream. Cheers.